Okay, I'm going to tell you just a couple of things about how the vaccine was done, and then we're going to move you over to, forgive me, I should have introduced folks that are here with us. Peter Nielsen is an internist. He's a well-renowned medical doctor. He has been our medical director, if you will, for a number of years now. And he helps us set policy, he helps us write policies, and he helps us when we don't necessarily have the right things going. He has a tremendous background of experience and education, and we've asked him to do a pretty good understanding of what's happening with this vaccine. In addition, we've got Megan James, is who you know, our Director of Health and Wellness here at the corporate headquarters. We're here to help everybody understand the concerns and the benefits that we have with regard to this vaccine. I'm just going to take a couple of minutes. So I've literally read 100 articles, 100 studies. I've looked at this every night. It's a little bit of a passion. I started out as a lawyer and became the managing partner of a LA office of a large firm. I know what it is to read and to write and to try to understand things. And so I looked at, this thing has been very quick. It's very quick that the messenger RNA, called mRNA type of vaccine, has been done in record time. And the problem is that you don't even get to start usually on doing something for a year after you show some stuff. And then they'll work on it 4 hours a day, about 4 or 5 days a week. What's happened here is that they started on it immediately, and both the CDC and the FDA put teams on it such that they literally were working 7 days a week, 2 shifts, 8 hours and 8 hours. And that's why, so it's not like, oh, well, they just slapped this thing together. Now they're going to stick it in my arm and I don't even know what's going to happen. That's not what occurred. This, by every responsible person who has experience and knowledge in the area, said there were no shortcuts. There were no shortcuts here. In addition, what we've been able to see is that we've had now approaching 500,000 people dying. We had yesterday 4,000 people died, and the day before that 3,500. That's just in the United States. And we've had 25 million people that have had this. Now then, just look at, we now have 20 million vaccines plus or minus that have been given, and we're up to about 1 million a day. You don't have 4,000 people dying from it. As a matter of fact, while there can be some side effects, we're seeing that generally speaking, 90% of the people don't have side effects. I've had both of them. I didn't have any side effects. And my wife was down for a day with just a malaise. So we know that that just lets you know that the immunity factor is working. Now, let me just say one other thing, and then we'll turn it over to Megan, and we'll start on some questions. We've had several hundred people in our company that have had COVID-19 virus, the coronavirus. The majority are actually our employees, the people that we look to help us in taking care of this fragile group that we are responsible for, our residents. They've all come back. Nobody's died. Many of them, it was like, this is the toughest thing I've had. But they get over it. By and large, there have been lingering things, but by and large, they get over it. What happens is, and we're lucky, 37% of the residents have passed away that have gotten it. The average is actually, you can look it up, it's 50%. It's not like somebody's lying, it's in the death certificates that are there. So what happens is it's a bad deal for us. It can be a death sentence for our people. And we have signed on, in large part, to take care of them. Remember, our goal is to provide a stellar life for our residents. And so I want you to remember that. It can't just be about us. Now, we recognize that there are certain rights that everybody has. It looks like that the laws are suggesting certain things that an employer can require. Our goal is to get to a 75% vaccination rate of all of our employees and to get as close to 100% of the residents as we can. That would allow those that, if they have religious or medical reasons, can just hold back. But we're going to need the help of the majority of folks. And that's why we're doing this today. We've got a great company. We're doing wonderful things. And we've been put upon by something that nobody wanted. And now we have to make some hard choices. And those choices involve us recognizing that we can have the privilege and the opportunity and the responsibility to be of benefit and to be of service to these people that we take care of. The average age is 85 to 86 years old, and that is by far the most vulnerable area. So I'm asking you on a pleading basis. We're not pressing anybody, but our whole goal is we ask you to look at this and recognize that we don't lose a ton of people from taking the vaccine, but we know that we're continuing to lose folks by virtue of the coronavirus. I'm going to turn it over now.